Good morning, my friends, and welcome to the Jackery channel and the Jackery show. I want to welcome you all on this beautiful Sunday morning to this amazing show that we got set up for you. Now, as you guys know, we are coming into Prime Week. That's right, Prime Days are coming, and we're starting our Prime sales already. We're going to start this up. We're going to get this going. We're going to have a bunch of cool stuff. We're going to show you guys a bunch of cool products. I changed some lighting, so you guys may notice it's a little bit brighter in this place than the last time I was live. Changed a few things, testing a few things out, trying to see some stuff. But we're going to have fun with this. Good morning, Lois. If you guys have any questions, Lois is in chat, of course, with that. I also have Justin in chat. He will be moderating this morning for us as well. So if you guys have questions, either of them can actually answer questions that I may not see or may not have the answer to, which happens from time to time. But hey, we'll get through this, right? Bunch of cool products, bunch of amazing deals. But first and foremost, guys, don't forget the banner that direction. There's, of course, a banner down there that's going to rotate through some products with some product discounts and prices. It's also going to tell you guys if you spend over $1,000, there's a 5% coupon code that you can use. Now, that 5% coupon code, I will have Justin and Lois share in our chats for you. Now, that code is only good during our shows, so you guys want to use it during the show to get that product that you need at a better price. Now, we're going to start this off like I always do with a little carrying bag. Now, this little carrying bag is quite essential to all of these products that we're going to be showing you, depending on the product. Now, there is one product on this table that I do know that does not come with this carrying bag, and that's the 100 Plus, but it comes with something else. All the other products are going to come with the carrying bag, of course, with the handle and a zipper. Inside that zipper, of course, is going to be your cabling you're going to need to charge the devices. Now, you may get, of course, a cigarette lighter plug to DC plug like this, or you may get a black version. You may also get this variation right here as well. This is, of course, the wall plug adapter. Now, this is, of course, almost like a computer-style plug or your extension cord plug. You'll get something like that. Depending on the other setups, you may get, of course, an adapter like this that's going to help you adapt down to different style plugs for your solar panels. So do know that your kits will come with it. All of these stations will come with power plugs, so you're good to go. Now, we're going to start this off with, of course, the Jackery Explorer 100 Plus. Now, the Jackery Explorer 100 Plus is a beautiful little portable power station that is mighty yet mini, but yet mighty is the wording I want to use for it, because let's be honest, this little mini thing has a lot of power and can pack quite a punch. 99 watt hours of power, 31,000 milliamps. Now, it does come with its own cabling, and that's what I was talking about. So it doesn't come with that carrying pouch, but it does come with its own cabling. A USB-C to USB-C 100-watt cable. Now, I almost used this actually this morning for some lighting gear, but I found my cable, so we were good. 100 watts pass-through, capable both directions. You don't have to worry about it. It also comes with this adapter, USB-C to DC plug adapter for your solar panels. Because you can't use a solar panel to charge this, and that's actually kind of cool. Now, with this, like I said, 99 watt hours of power, 31,000 milliamps in this size. Now, not only is it in this size, but it is also TSA approved for traveling. So you can actually take it on a plane, take it on a train, take it on a bus if you really need to, or in the back of your car. You can use this, and it's approved, and you don't have to worry about it. It does have two USB-C ports, 100 watts in and out, one USB-A port, 18 watts, of course, capability. Now, with that being said, it's also got this little display button that's going to pop up that beautiful display to show you guys that black background and, of course, that orange writing to show you guys about 50% charge. Because I haven't used it in a week or so, which I almost did, but I didn't have to, so we're good with that. Good morning, guys. How's Pat doing? How is Darthwing doing? And all of the other cool guys. Colton, how are you doing? Phil, good morning. So, guys, great little piece. Takes less than 2 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug if you need to. You could run a Nintendo Switch for about 4.5 hours off of this. Or you can run a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor for about 3.5 hours if you really wanted to off of this, because it's got the multi-port connection, which I really like that. Now, another cool thing, guys, you can definitely do with this is charge your phone about 6 times or so. That's a beautiful little piece. Sheila, good morning, good morning. So to charge your iPhone 14 6 times off a device like this size is actually beautiful. You guys can run a laptop, and that's going to be like your little Chromebooks and stuff for about 6 hours. It's not going to charge them. It's going to allow you to run it, right? Go in there. Now, you'll get approximately 2,000 charge cycles battery life before it drops down to about 80% battery. Then you'll have to, 80% battery after that. Now, 2,000 charge cycles should take you at least 6 to 8 years to get 2,000 charge cycles or more. Let's be honest, depending on how many times you use this device. Less than 3 pounds. This is 2.1 pounds. This is lightweight. This is portable. This is perfect. And it's, of course, got that little beautiful coloring. And they mimicked, of course, their larger stations. I love that they mimicked the casing for this. It's a really cool piece. So if you guys need a power station like this, of course, with 99 watt-hours of power, 31,000 milliamps, at $89.99, that's a 40% savings today. This is definitely your go-to for that. And it does come with cable. We're going to set that aside. I believe we're going to be moving to the 240. The 240 is another really cool one as well. I might need one. It really is. It's nice to tuck into your bag. It would be definitely a good bug-out bag style device if you need something like that. It would definitely fit in a bag really easily. Like, it'd fit in your purse. So I'm going to sneeze. For those of you that wear like those Jinko jeans, let's just go there. You wear the old school Jinko jeans, it'll fit in that pocket. If it could fit an old school CD player, it'll fit that in your pocket. Don't worry about it. Now we're going to move over, of course, to the 240. The original 240. 240 watt-hours of power with, of course, that fixed handle. Now, it, of course, has their beautiful bright logo and the cooling technologies on the side. Now, like all these stations, they are going to have silicone pads on the bottom, of course, to stop marring your surfaces, and I like that. Now, another cool thing is this 200 watts of pure sine wave power in this AC outlet. Now, you do have two USB-A ports, a 5-volt 2.4 amps, and a DC input port. Now, of course, you do have a DC output port of a 12-volt 10 amp cigarette lighter style. Now, where this is a little different than some of the ones we're going to be showing you guys is the colorway of that screen and the fixed handle. Now, there are a few devices that we will be showing you guys like this, but they did move away to the newer stations with a different style, and we'll get into that. This is going to allow you to do a lot of stuff. First and foremost, it's going to take you about 3.5 hours to fully charge this device. Not a bad runtime, right? 3.5 hours is not a bad runtime. 5 hours on a cigarette car lighter plug. If you want to do it in your car, you guys are good to go. If you have the 100-watt solar panel, about 4.5 to 5 hours out in the sun, and you're good to go. Runtime is definitely going to be a little bit different with this. I'm going to tell you guys, you'll probably get about 16 cell phone charges, maybe 15 to 16 batteries. For your DSLR cameras, I'm talking about for your batteries, about 4 drone charge cycles, or you can run a mini cooler or even that little flat screen TV back there. Now, the flat screen TV, that's a finicky one. You know, those are usually about 60 watts, so you probably get 4, maybe 4.5 hours to 5 hours of runtime. Still a good runtime. It means you have that. Now, another cool thing is the mini cooler will give you about 3 hours of runtime. Those are usually about 90 watts of power, right? So do the math and you're good to go. Yeah, they definitely would be a great one for the coffee table, kind of like that other one you were trying to get off me, buddy. Really cool little piece. Nice, lightweight. This weighs less than 7 pounds. It's like 6.8 pounds with this. Perfect for the portability, for camping, hiking, traveling, quick emergencies. You can definitely run a CPAP machine off of this. It's not going to run all night, but you can do that. At $178, that's a phenomenal product at a great price point. The portability and, of course, the acceptability of being able to do workout with this. Because, I mean, 7-pound weights, you guys could do those arm stretches. Get that weight going. I mean, what? No, we're not turning this into a workout show, guys. I'm just messing around. But you guys can definitely do it. It's nice, lightweight, it's portable. You don't have to have a problem with this. Take it on the go. Anybody should be able to pick it up. Even your 3-year-old son or daughters should be able to grab this and carry it around. It's lightweight. If they can pick up a toy or stuffed animal or your puppy, guarantee they could pick this up. Sheila's laughing. Hey, you got to have fun on a Sunday morning, and that's what we're doing. So the 240, guys, an amazing product at a great price point. Definitely worth checking out. At $178, you can't go wrong with this one for quick emergencies and everything. in between. But we did, and of course, do have their newest version, and this is going to be the 240 V2. Now, the 240 V2 is really, really amazing. I'm just going to go there. I love how amazing this product is because it's got some of their newer technology. First and foremost, you go from that fixed handle to, of course, a foldable handle that can be put away. You're actually in a smaller body size, but it's also a different shelling. So you have the square body shell. The 240 V2 is 256 watt hours of power, so it steps up, of course, from the 240 to 256. What's even better is they got what's called Charge Shield 2.0 built into this, and that Charge Shield 2.0 means you can have this fully charged in 1 hour of runtime. Plug it into your wall socket, you have 1 hour, it's going to fully charge it with that quick charger, and you're good to go. That means if you really, really need to have this on the go, out in the open or something, 1 hour is all it's going to take. You're up and running. For those of you that want to do like because it does have a USB in and out port over here, 2 hours on that port, you're good to go as well. If you have a 100 watt solar panel, about 3 hours or so of charge time. Now, with this, one AC outlet. The AC outlet steps up to 300 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 600. You do have two USB-C ports. One's a 100 watt port, one's a 15 watt port. You also have that USB-A at 15 watts as well, and the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn this on. I don't always do this, but we're going to show you guys the other side because it does have a flashlight. So if you want, there's a flashlight with double mode. It's standard or SRS with this. Now, it changes from that white screen to a high contrast screen right there. Now you're going to notice that that screen has a flashing light up in the corner. That flashing light is actually for the app. That's right, you heard me right. There's an app. The app will allow you to, of course, turn on all of these switches or off these switches just by a flick of a switch on the app. Now, what's even better is guys, inside that app, of course, we'll show you guys the charge rate. It'll show you guys the charge draw, the charge dish draw, and it will show you guys the runtime that's left and the temperature of the LifePo 4 cells that are charging because they want you to be protected. So it does have temperature sensors. It's got what's called intelligent battery management system, and then most of these do. The intelligent battery management system is going to determine what charge rate that the batteries need to be charged at. It's also going to, when it starts getting up to a higher rate, it's going to slow down that charge rate so it doesn't hurt the batteries. It will also determine what charge rate needs to be pulled out of the actual device to the product you're charging as well. And I love that they added all of that in here. Now, 256 watt hours of power is going to allow you to do about 12 to 13 phone charges. Again, your laptop about 3.5 hours. Your drone about 4 batteries or so. And your Bluetooth speakers about 16 hours. Now, yes, you could do a house fan off of this if you really wanted to, because that's a 45 watt draw for about 4 hours of runtime. For those of you that want to run your modem and make sure that you get your work done on time or turn it into your school teacher, 14 to 15 hours on your modem to keep the modem going. Most of the time when your power's out, your cable still works, except for your modem is down. And that's kind of cool that this will allow you to run your modem at that. That light bulb on the side, about 20 hours of runtime. Your flat screen TV like the one behind us, that's going to give you guys 4 hours or so. 240 V2 at $179. It's $1 more than the original. You cannot go wrong with this one right here. Still 8 pounds, very lightweight, very carryable. This is perfect, guys, for all of those emergency needs if you need. So either the 240 or the 240 V2, definitely check them out. You're going to love them. Now, since we did the 240 V2, let's show you guys the 300. We're going back, of course, to the original housing. Now, the 300, of course, on this has a fixed handle. Now, with that being said, it's got more power, 293 watt hours of power. It has 2 AC outlets that do 300 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6. Now, this has got a couple things different. First and foremost, it's got USB-A ports and a USB-C port. That USB-C port is a 60 watt in and out port. You also have that DC plug and, of course, the cigarette lighter 12 volt 10 amp adapting situation over there. Now this one goes back to, of course, the older screen. Still can be read with that. Now with it, of course, you got the cooling on the sides and the cooling technology in there. I'm going to kind of block this out, but there is, of course, right there, a serial number on the back. That serial number is for registering your warranty. Always register these devices. Charge time on a wall plug, 3.5 hours is what it's going to take, right? If you use the wall plug and the USB-C port together, 2 hours, you're good to go. 100 watt panel, 4.5 hours. Runtime is really cool because you do have that 200, and of course, 293 watt hours of power means you can run your Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours. You'll get 6+ drone batteries, multiple DSLR batteries, your mini cooler for 4.5 hours, that TV about 4.5 hours, and a laptop about 4 hours of runtime. This is a nice little piece at $199. It's a 29% savings. Still, only 7 pounds of weight. Portable, yet very acceptable for the people that want to have a quick emergency bug out bag style device. This is great. Now, the one thing I will tell you guys, yes, all of their solar panels are fully waterproof. The stations do need to be slightly protected. Don't throw them out in the rain. You don't want these to get wet, but you do that. Now, what I will also tell you is they all have what's called a drop protection built in. Either they're going to be class 9 or class 10. This is class 9, and I can actually contest to the drop protection of this because I dropped it over 9 feet, and it has no sound, still works perfectly fine, and works like it should. So if you guys need the Explorer 300, 293 watt hours, $199, good little price point. Now, of course, we're going to step it up to a little bit bigger of a device. Now, normally, let's show you guys the 500. We're actually going to move over. We're going to actually change camera views, and we're going to look at the table. The table is set up for us. Now, you guys might notice it's a little bit brighter today because I added some lighting for the show. Now, that is, of course, the Jackery Explorer 500. Now, the Jackery Explorer 500 is 518 watt hours of power. This is going to be perfect for camping, road trips, or emergency use. Now, this goes still the older style of housing, but works very, very well for you guys. Charge rate on this is going to be about 5.5 hours on a wall plug or 7.5 hours with the Solar Saga 100 watt panel. With this, you have one AC outlet at 500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1,000. Now, with it, you have 3 USB-A ports at 5 volt, 2.4 amp, and of course the display that lights up. 3 DC output ports and 1 input port. Now, this has actually got a flashlight on the side that does, of course, dual mode. You have single flashlight, or if I hold it down, it'll go into SOS pattern for you. Very cool, very acceptable. Now, the weight ratio of this device is 13.25 pounds. So it does weigh a little bit more than the other, so you're not going to be wanting to carry it in your backpack all day, but you can definitely carry it around camping and take it off site with that. Runtime is going to allow you to run different devices. Your flat screen TV about 7 hours, your mini cooler about 9 hours, of course, your house fans and everything under the sun. Because it does peak at 1,000 watts, technically you could plug in a window AC and run it for about a half an hour depending on the size of that window AC. For those of you that just need it to get a chill off your bones, plug in your electric blanket, get about 4 hours of runtime. For those that want to take it camping, or of course you guys do a lot of rafting with inflatable rafts, 8 hours of runtime on an air pump is a good amount of runtime. For the people that are throwing the backyard parties, guys, you could plug in a projector into this, run a projector for multiple hours. You guys could also plug in your backyard lighting into this and run that for a while. A lot of those are low wattage lights, so you guys could get a good runtime. But the cool idea is it's that time of year where it's nice and hot. Everybody wants a really, really cool drink. Why not make a smoothie? Why not make a milkshake? Why not make a strawberry daiquiri? You could run a blender for about 50 minutes off of that. Now, I'm going to talk about it. That's going to be like your little ninja blenders. It's not going to be your big mixers, the big, huge ones. It's going to be a semi-proportionate sized one, not the big, heavy draw ones. But you definitely could do that. So you have the capability with this, the portability and the usability. Class 9 drop protection, of course, intelligent battery management system. This is a nice piece. It's 40% off today. So $299 for this is a great deal. It's an amazing deal, of course, as all. Now, if you're adding multiple of these products into your cart today, if it adds up to over $1,000, don't forget to use, of course, that little banner down there and get yourself 5% extra off. Use that code that's there. We'll actually have that code reshared in chat for everybody as well. All right, we're going to move on to one of their newer products right behind the 500, and that's the 600 Plus. Now, we do have a little bit of shadowing. That's because we have another product kind of blocking it, which is a bigger product, but still fine. The 600 Plus is a really, really cool product. Just like the 240 V2, it has newer technologies built in. One of those is what I call Charge Shield 2.0. That Charge Shield 2.0 means you can actually have the 632 watt hours of power that's in this device charged in 1 hour of time. Now, you do have two AC outlets. Those AC outlets are going to do 800 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1600. Now, you do have two USB-C ports. One's a 100 watt port, one's a 30 watt port. You also have the USB-A port at 15 watts as well. Now, with it, you have, of course, the 12-volt 10-amp lighter. You have the light on the side that does, of course, 3 modes on this one, 2 brightnesses, and SOS pattern. Has the handle that moves up and down. Yours will not come with the white sticker on top. The white sticker on top of mine says handmade for me, which was kind of cool. I was not expecting a decal like that from me, but hey, did get it. Now, with it, of course, it changes out a few things, and that's going to be on the side. So on the side, and I'm going to leave this way for a little bit, you have the DC input, and that's for your solar power, and then you have, of course, your AC input for your wall plug. Really cool that they give you those options on the side. They went to this variation for that. Now, even the 1000 V2, which we'll show you guys a little later, has 2 of those and the wall plug as well. Now, still lightweight and very carryable. You can actually move that around. It's about 16 pounds of weight. It is a LiFePO 4-cell system, and it is individually wrapped cells for protection, which is kind of cool. Now, the charge time, like I said, 1 hour on a wall plug, you're good to go with that. Add some solar panels, and you have, of course, the multiple hour charge time. Your charge cycle is going to be about 4,000 charge cycles before it drops down to about 80% battery life for anything after 10 years or so. Runtime is where it's at, because you could charge about, 20-ish cell phones off of this. You can run your car refrigerator for 6 hours. You can run a CPAP machine for a day or so without a problem. And you can use it as a UPS in under 20 milliseconds. Now, we have 2 variations. The station by itself is $399. Or you can get the station and the 100-watt solar panel for $599. Now, if you really wanted to, guys, you could run more things than what I said off of this. You could run, like I said, a Bluetooth speaker for about 36 hours. Your laptops, you guys could do a projector off it for about 5 hours. Your 520-watt refrigerator for an hour, or that flat screen TV for 8 hours. Now, the solar panel that comes in the kit is this amazing new style. This, of course, is the 100-watt Jackery. Now, it does have, of course, Velcroed on kickstands. Now, these ones are actually nice and solid and stable. It has their beautiful logo right here. And it has, of course, these clasps to hold it open. Now, you also have a handle. It is a lightweight solar panel, so you can actually carry it around without a problem. On the back side, you do have another kickstand for you, so you're good there as well. It is a trifold design, so you'll see that it actually has a trifold design, but it is a quad panel. Now, the quad panel is very large, and of course, I'm trying not to block my face so you guys can still hear me, but it's going to do well for you, grabbing, of course, all of that light at a 23% conversion rate, and, of course, converting light to power. Now, with it is fully waterproof, water resistant. It's an IP68 water rating on this device. The IP68 water rating, of course, is going to do well for everybody because you can use it in harsh and wet weather and not worry about it. You can throw it out in the rain and it's going to still work. With that, of course, guys, a $599 price tag for a station of this caliber and, of course, a solar panel of this design, I would say pick this up in a heartbeat. This is an amazing one to have around for just all of those quick emergencies and everything around the house. So, really cool piece right there for you. So, great options. Now, we're going to move over to, of course, the 1000. We're going to actually move from here to here. We're going to be like, oh, let's go up there. What? Yeah, we're going way up top, and we're going to go to that one. Now, if you guys notice something, we have a little bit brighter lighting today, so it's not as dark. Just attempting a few things with this. Now, this, of course, is the Jackery Explorer 1000. The Jackery Explorer 1000 does 1,002 watt-hours of power, has 3 AC outlets to do 1,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 2,000. Has 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, a 12-volt 10-amp plug, and an Anderson clip style. The Anderson clip style, of course, is for your solar panels. There is also a light on the side like the 500 that will actually do dual modes, single brightness or SOS pattern. With this, though, you have a 5-hour charge rate. It's going to take 5 hours in a wall plug to charge the 500 or the 1000. Not a bad charge time, but it does take a little bit more. 11 and a half hours in your car and you're up and running. That's like a day trip across state, right? Most of us take a nice long day trip or a summer trip at least. I'm going to be doing that in August, and I'm going to be gone for about 10 days. We're going to have fun doing it. Probably going to take some of these power stations with me because, you never know when they're going to come in handy. Now, with it, of course, because you do have 1,002 watt-hours of power, Class 9 drop protection, and, of course, all the 8 ports, you could run multiple devices off of this. From your 11 hours off of an electric blanket, 9 hours with that flat screen TV, your mini cooler for about 13 hours. That light bulb on the side, 65 hours. You heard me right. That light bulb on the side could run for 65 hours. So that means you have enough light to get you through whatever you really needed to when you needed to. Now, coffee maker, that's going to determine on which coffee maker you have. If you have one of those high-end espresso machines, maybe 88 minutes or so. This is a cool one. Now, it does weigh 22 pounds, still very carryable, has that fixed handle, has silicone pads on the bottom. Operating temperature is going to be around 14 degrees to 104 degrees with this one. Recharging temperature, they want you to stay around 32 to 104, of course, as well. I'm going to tell you, though, I had this thing working in about minus 8 degree weather without a problem. So you can do that. It will work in lower temperatures. Just be cautious because of the condensation or the temperatures will change stuff inside. Really, really cold temperature, of course, is going to draw that battery down really quick. Very amazing product. Still lithium-ion battery style, but perfectly well set. If you guys need, the original 1000 might be an amazing option for you. And of course, it's a $499 price tag. Normally, that's like over $1,000. So to have that big of a discount, really, really amazing. Now with that, though, we're going to move back down to the table. And you're going to be like, why are we going down to this table? That's because we want that product over here on the side. That's the brand new 1000 V2. Now we're going to zoom in. We're going to slide over. That is the device we're wanting to look at. The 1000 V2. The 1000 V2 is a $692 or $629 price tag, but well worth it. 1,070 watt-hours of power. Now this actually changes a few things. You have 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 3,000. Yeah, you heard me right. It can peak at 3,000. It's a lot of power. Has 2 USB-C ports. One's a 100-watt port. One's a 30-watt port. One USB-A port at 18 watts, and then has that 12-volt 10-amp plug for the cigarette lighter plug devices. On the other side, you have a flashlight that does 3 modes, 2 brightnesses, and SOS pattern. Now, it's got Charge Shield 2.0, which means you can have it fully charged in 1 hour of charge time, or you flip a switch inside the app and change it to a 5-hour charge time at 22 decibels. That's right, you heard me right. There's an app on this one. So the app is completely acceptable on iOS or Android-based phones, so you guys are perfectly set if you guys use Apple or Android. You don't have to worry about it. 3 hours with 2 of the Solar Saga 200-watt panels. That's right. 3 hours if you have 2 of those panels. And yes, this can use the Solar Saga 200 panels. The other one cannot. With that, of course, if you want to use the USB-C port, that 100-watt port, about a little under 2 hours, and you're up and going. 4,000 life charge cycles before it drops down to about 80% battery capacity with this. Now, running this device means you can run multiple pieces without an issue. Whether it be your phones, your drones, your Bluetooth speakers, or of course indoor, outdoor sources. Maybe you want to do that mini fridge again, about 14 hours of runtime. Flat screen TV, about 10 hours. Maybe you're working in the wood shop or you're redoing your doors. Plug in that orbital sander and get a little under 2 hours or so with that. For those of you that are like sanding your car, you could do that as well. Plug in your electric sander and sand the side of your car. Not sure why you're sanding your car, but hey, you can do that. Maybe you like to modify your cars and you're redoing the panel. You have the options with this one. Now, it is, of course, reliable for UPS. It's got about 20 milliseconds of switch over time. So it can and will, of course, work that way if you need. This would be perfect for road trips, anything in the source. $629 price tag for the station alone, with, of course, the solar panel, and that's going to be the 200-watt solar panel. It's about $899. So you have, of course, two options right there for you. $899 for the 1000 V2 and a 200-watt solar panel is a great price point. That's like a 31% savings, I think, because it's normally like $1,300. The 200-watt panel is, of course, their largest panel thus far. So if you guys need, definitely check that out. You're good to go, and you'll be up and running without a problem. Now, for those of you that want to go into the bigger stations, you just don't want the little small ones, well, we can start off with the 2000 Pro system. Now, that's actually kind of cool. We'll just move slightly over the table and be like, yep, it's over there. If we can get the camera to stay. There we go. That is the 2000 Pro. Now, I'm going to move this, and we're going to show you guys. It has 3 AC outlets that do 2200 watts of pure sine wave power, and all individually switched. Has the beautiful high contrast screen. It's also got a flashlight that's hidden over here that does multiple modes of brightnesses and SOS patterns. And now I'm blind because I'm staring at a light and seeing spots. Now, where this changes from, of course, the 1000 V2 and the others, it's got 2 USB-C ports and 100-watt max, 2 USB-A ports, and a 12-volt 10-amp ladder plug. This is also over 30 pounds of weight. This device weighs a little bit. Now, this is a full kit. You're going to get the 2000 Pro and a 200-watt solar panel at an amazing price point of $1,299. That is like a 46% savings with this. That's a really a beautiful savings. Now, we can kind of go into a few things with this. 2-hour charge time for the 2160 watt hours of power that it puts out. 2 hours on a wall plug. Now, that's actually a good charge time with that. If you have, let's say, 6 of the 200-watt solar panels, you're going to be, actually, I think it's 2.5 hours of charge time with 6 of those panels, which is a great charge time with that. Now, it is very quiet, about less than 53 decibels. Most of that's going to be like your switching or the fans coming on. It's got a class level 9 shock absorbing, shock resistant, and fire retardant shell. You could run a window AC off of this. That's going to be like your 1150 watt or 10,000 BTU window AC for about 2 hours. That's a great runtime. Your 520 watt refrigerator, your double door refrigerators, about 3.5 hours of runtime with that one. For you that take it camping, you guys can plug in a hot plate electric griddle, get about 48 to a little over an hour of runtime depending on the griddle you have. Again, with that blender, you're out back making mixes and making margaritas, making daiquiris, making, of course, milkshakes for everybody at the party. 5 hours of runtime. You're good to go. Plug in that mini cooler, and you have the cooler keeping the ice and the drinks cold as well. You could run a microwave off of this from approximately about 96 minutes, depending on the size of the microwave. This is a beautiful price tag. I'm telling you guys, $12.99 is an amazing price tag for this and that solar panel. The solar panel is fully waterproof, water resistant in harsh and wet weather, and you're good to go. Now we can move into their largest standalone system. And this is going to be, of course, on the table back here. And it's got an LED light connected up to it. This is the 3000 Pro. Now the 3000 Pro is 64 pounds of weight. There's no way around it. That's what it is. It's what it weighs. All right, guys? Cool part about that is they thought about it and they added, of course, these 3-inch large wheels. Those two 3-inch large wheels will allow you to roll across grass, dirt, pavement, concrete, carpet, floors, whatever you really need. The only thing I've actually learned that I have slight issues with is deep sand. Sand's going to sink, all right, because of the weight. But you could still probably roll it through there. Now, 3-inch wheels, of course, telescopic handle that does, of course, fold up and put away inside the back of that casing. Now, with this, you have 5 AC outlets. 4 standard 3-prong, and then you have your NEMA plug as well. Now, with that being said, 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power can peak at 6,000 watts if need. It's a lot of amazing power through this. Now, 3,024 watt hours of power, 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports. You still have that 12-volt 10-amp ladder plug and works with the app. The app will, of course, work on this without an issue. That means you can turn on any of these plugs on a go or turn them off on will as well. 2.5 hour charge time on a wall plug, 3.5 hours on 6 of those solar panels. This station by itself is $1,899. Now, what we always talk about is this app, and I'm going to go through the app just once. We're going to try to get my phone to work today. We're going to pop up the app. The app may or may not ask me to log in. It shouldn't, and there we guys go. Right there, it's going to show you guys, of course, the devices I have hooked up. I have the 700 Plus sitting down here running lighting. It's running 3 different Keystone lights today. I also have the 3000 Pro running the RGB. I'm going to click that. You're going to see the charge rate that's left, 53%. It's also going to show you guys the temperature that batteries are charging at. It's also going to show you guys your input and output. If I hit the AC plug, that light on that table just went out. If I hit that plug again, it's going to take a few seconds, but it's going to come back on and it's going to light back up for us. That's all it takes. Flick a switch on your phone. You don't have to go over to the device. That easy. To add a new device, there's a plus symbol up in the corner. You will click that plus symbol. It's going to go to this screen and it's going to ask you if you have a device flashing. You'll click the icon flashing and it's going to start scanning for devices. Now, there are no other devices on that actually are set on to actual scan. Once you find the device, it will allow you to just pair it up into the system. That's it. It works that easy. It's very, very user friendly. So if you guys need the app for the 3000 Pro or any of the devices that use the app, you have that with this. Now again, largest standalone system. You can run multiple devices. You know, the 3 hours for 1150 watt window AC off of this device. About 5 hours for your refrigerator, 35 hours for your flat screen TV. If you really want to, a TIG or MIG welder for a little over an hour. That's right, a little over an hour on a TIG or MIG welder. That's a 5,800 to 5,900 watts of power on those machines. For those of you that live on your house and you have a well, your power goes out, your well stops working, you have no water. Plug in your well into this and have it running, you'll get about 32 or so hours, depending on if it's a 60-watt well pump. That's amazing. It's their largest standalone system. Standalone means no extra batteries. It is just what it is. 64 pounds is actually quite light. Some of the others out there in this size range are about 84 pounds. It's just one of them things. Now, that's an amazing product at a great price point. If you need the 3000 is a great option. Definitely check that one out. Now, we are going to show you guys the 300 Plus. Now, we have the 300 Plus in here in 2 options. We have the station by itself at $236, or we have the solar panel at $279 option. Now, both are amazing options. We're going to go into this. The station alone, of course, is a beautiful little piece. 280 watt hours of power, can be fully charged in under an hour and a half. This weighs 11 pounds with the full package if you get the solar panel, or by itself, about 80 pounds. Now with this, 300 watts pure sine wave power, 288 watt hours of power, and of course, 12 volt 10 amp. You do have two USB-C ports. One's a 100-watt port, one's a 15-watt port. You have a USB-A port at 15 watts as well. The 100-watt port is an in and out port. You have, of course, the light on the side and a handle that folds up. This is a cool piece. The station, like I said, by itself is $236. It's an amazing price point. Charge time, little under an hour and a half fully charged on a wall plug. If you use the USB-C port, a little under 3 hours. Now, this is going to allow you to run your Nintendo Switch for about 40 plus hours, your house fans for 4.5 hours. It's going to allow you to do like your mini fridge for about 2.5 hours. Of course, 13 cell phone charges. Or if you really want to, run, of course, that 15-watt Wi-Fi router or modem for about 15 hours. The light bulb, 22 hours of runtime with that. 4.25 hours on a 60-watt flat screen TV. Heating pads for your pets, about 30-watt pad. 30-watt pad. It's going to give you 6.5 to 7 hours of runtime with this. This is a cool piece. By itself, $236. Works with the app yet again. So the app compared to this, the app can run all of these switches or turn on the flashlights if you want to. Now, where it's at is the full kit. I'm going to tell you guys, at a $279 price tag, get yourself this station and this little mini solar panel. That's as big as this is. So you can carry this around without a problem. This is the Mini 40 solar panel. If you have this solar panel in the station, it's going to take you 7 hours to charge it, just like it is. About 7.5 hours, though, to have it charged. This little mini piece and this solar panel is a really, really cool solar panel. The Mini 40 solar panel is notebook sized. It does, of course, and is fully waterproof and water resistant. It is still, again, a trifold design, right? But can actually fold out 4 times. It's got quad panels. So monocrystalline solar cells is going to grab that light like you would expect and have you up and running and converting about 23% efficiency and converting light to power into the station. I'm going to tell you, that's an amazing kit right there for you if you need something like that. Mini 40 and, of course, the 300 plus, it's a great option. Let's check chat. I'm going to check chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm going to take a sip of water here. Flavored water in a Gatorade bottle, though. I don't see any questions yet. You guys are a little quiet today. We're going to move into modular systems. Now, it's not technically what they call it. I call it a modular system because you can expand these systems. What do I mean by that is these systems can actually add extra batteries. You can add multiple solar panels to the kits. And you can have a lot of power. So having to be able to add extra batteries is really cool. We're going to start off with the 1000 plus system by itself. That's going to be, of course, right there under the original 1000. Now, that is the 1000 plus system. The 1000 plus system is 1264 watt hours of power by itself. It is 30% off today at $839. Really cool price tag. With this, you have 3 AC outlets that do, of course, 2,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 4,000. That means you can still run your window AC, you could run your fridges, your stoves, and of course your table saws or whatever you really want to. It has 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts, 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts. You have that flashlight, it's got 3 modes. It's also got the 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug and works with the app. Now, the device by itself is 32 pounds and it comes in at $839. Amazing price point. But we also have the station and 2 of the solar panels. That's going to be, of course, the 1000 plus or the 1000 plus system and 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels. Now, that price point's about $11.99. It is a 20% saving with the solar panels, guys. It's a great price point to get this. Now, running the device by itself, since it's 1,000 and 1,120 or 1,264 watt hours of power, you can run your window AC for a little over an hour if it's 1,150 watts. You can run your double door refrigerators. It is fully chargeable in under 2 hours on a wall plug, or if you have 4 of the solar panels, about 4.5 hours. Very silent, very acceptable of usability. Running different devices, though, is just where it's at because you can run multiple devices if you wanted to, like your pruning saws, your hand drills, your leaf blowers, your angle grinders, your projectors, and everything in between. Amazing price point. But what I'm going to tell you guys is to do, and I'm always going to recommend this, get the full kit. Don't just get the station or don't get the station and the solar panel. Get the kit. The kit is a $1,600 price tag today, normally like $2,100. That means you're going to get, of course, if I bounce this back, you're going to get that station in the middle and the battery on the top on the other side, which just means you doubled your runtime. You doubled your battery. You also get 2 of the solar panels still in this kit for $1,600. You went from 1,200 watts to 1,500 or 2,528 watt hours of power for $1,600. That means you just doubled your runtime on your window ACs and everything else in between. The cool part is if the one battery is still not enough, you can actually have a total of 3 batteries connected to this to give you over 5 kilowatts of hour power. If you have over 3,000 kilowatts of hour power station, you unlock a tax credit with, of course, your electric green energy systems through your power company. You have to reach out to them and ask them about it, and they're going to give you a survey, and you're going to have to go through a whole bunch of stuff. But there is an option out there for anybody that runs over 3,000 watts of watt-hour power for that. Now, like I said, you can have up to 3 batteries and the system. It's an amazing price tag. I always recommend getting the full kit because then you have everything you're going to need and then you can expand on the rest of it later. If you don't need all those extras, then of course just get the station and you're good to go. This one's cool because I had the 1,000 plus connected up to, of course, inflatable decorations. I've had it connected up to Christmas lights. I've had it plugged into the TV. I had the window AC on it at one point. Just last night, I was actually charging a few things off of it because my lights all died during the stream last night. I'm not sure if most people noticed. Some of my lighting went completely out, and some of the products were darker than I liked. So I used it to charge it, and then I went a different route and added more, of course, more lighting so we don't have that issue. Yeah, you probably could if it will link. You have to make sure your polarity and the connections work with your system. But yeah, if not, there are adapters out there. But yeah, and in the future, like you said, in the future you can add the batteries on later. You don't have to worry with that, and that's actually kind of cool. To be able to add batteries onto a system means you don't have to worry about having the power. This one's going to be great for even off the grid living, RVing, camping, or those of you that like to go and do like racing. If you guys go to the racetrack a lot and you want to keep all your tools charged, but you don't have an area to plug in. Maybe you guys go to the sand dunes with all your side by side, just your toys and stuff. To have these to power your tools and maybe have to work on something, that's a great option. It's an amazing option to have out there. Now, of course, we're going to move on to their largest modular system. We're going to move back down here. We're going to start off over on this side. This is actually a station I believe Sheila just picked up the other day and will be getting any day. This is, of course, the 2000 plus. Now, the station by itself is $12.99. It's 41% off. It's normally a $2,200 price tag. The Prime sale that's going on, of course, is an amazing deal. The even better part is guys, use, of course, that banner down there and get an extra 5% off today. So you guys are saving yourself some more money. Now, with this is a 2024 watt hours. Now, another cool part is there's an optional free gift when you purchase this, of course. So there's an option on Amazon for a free gift as well. And that's kind of cool that they have that option for you. Find that on the Amazon page, though. Not really sure. I can't remember what the gift is. Now, with it, of course, like I said, 2,042 watt hours of power, 2-hour charge time, fully charged on a wall plug, 5 AC outlet plugs. 4 of those are standard. Your 5th, of course, is for like your TIG or MIG welders, your old school washers and dryers and stuff. Now, another cool part. 2 USB-C ports, 100 watts, 2 USB-A ports, 18 watts. Still has that 12-volt 10 amp plug. That 12-volt 10 amp plug means you guys can, if you really wanted to, plug in your old school like dustbusters or plug in your air mattresses or get a cigarette lighter adapter and add more USB-C ports to this. Now, it's going to be cool because you do have a lot of power. 2,042 watt hours of power means you can run, of course, that window AC for a couple hours. You could do a CPAP machine for over 150 hours. You could do a double door 520 watt refrigerator for a little over 3 hours. You could run a TIG or MIG welder for a little over a half hour of runtime. For those of you that just needed to run a lawnmower, about 2.25 hours with the electric lawnmower. Your electric water pump, of course, that 60 watt water pump, about 20 hours of runtime. If you want to run electric pumps, air pumps, anything, guys, you can run it off of this. 6,000 watts peak means you can pretty much run whatever you really need. At $1,300, you're not, it's well worth of having it to back up. Now, with it, of course, we also have the option of it and 2 solar panels for $18.99. So you're going to get the station and 2 of their largest panels, the Solar Saga 200 watt panels, for an $1,899 price tag. It's an amazing price tag and, of course, a great product for you. Now, we're also going to talk about the full kit because we do have the full kit in the carousel. That is, of course, that station and let's see if we can get it to show you guys that little battery right above it. You're going to get the station, the battery, and those 2 solar panels for, I think if I can remember off the top of my head, it's like $26.99. $26.99 is a great price point with that. It's like 46% off. Normally, it's a $5,000 price tag. Now, we're going to get into this. You just doubled your runtime to 4,085 watt hours of power. But you're not done there. If you want to, you can have 5 of these batteries total connected up to have 12 kilowatts of hour power. That means you can run your whole home off of this, your off-the-grid living, your RVs, whatever you really want to, your wood shops, your electric shops. It's a lot of power. You can add up to 5 batteries on the station by itself. The cool part is you can link 2 of these 2,000 plus stations together through the plug on the back, and then you can actually add 10 batteries total to have 24 kilowatts of hour power. On top of that, when you add a second station and all of those batteries, you just doubled all of your plugs. So you go from 5 AC outlets to 10 AC outlets. You go from 2 USB-C ports to 4 ports, and the same with the USB-A ports. Now, what's even better is, yes, the station can handle 6 solar panels by itself. Each battery can handle multiple solar panels as well. So you can add solar panels to each piece so you can get them all charging. Now, like I said, the kit comes with 2 solar panels, the single battery and the station for about $26.99. That is going to be your creme de la crop. It's going to be, of course, their best station with the most to add. That's their biggest modular system, and I love it. What I'm going to tell you is yes, you can do the 200 watt solar panels, have them everywhere. You can have them all out throughout the yard. Always get the extension cables because you don't want the station or the battery sitting outside. Get the extender cables, link them out farther, and have those out there with that. It's a really, really beautiful piece. And I'm so happy that Sheila grabbed one. And she's going to let me know what she thinks of it when she gets it. I love it. I've ran, of course, window ACs through our streams a bunch of times off of that thing. I've run my gaming PC off of it. I've actually had a few other things plugged into it. I've put this to the test, and it works really, really amazingly well. It can be used as a UPS if you need to. So, $26.99 for the full kit. Can't go wrong. Definitely worth checking out, and you're going to love it. Now, with that, of course, we're going to go over to the live camera. We're going to start talking about solar panels. We're going to go into the Mini 40 first and foremost. At a $94 price tag, the Mini 40 is compatible with all the way up to, I believe, the 600 plus stations. This is a cool one. It's a nice little portable power station. Now, this is perfectly paired with the 240, the 300s, and of course the 500 if you really want, but can work on other stations. Magnetic clasp that allows you to clasp it over and shut it. Has their beautiful logo, and of course has eye ringlets to tie it down. With that being said, it is notebook sized. This can be put in your backpack. It's the size of your 3-ring binder that your kids take to school, or you used to take to school. When you open it, you have that trifold design. You have a fully waterproof and water resistant with IP68 rating. It will work perfectly well. Trifold design with, of course, the quad panel. This is a nice sized panel that folds down really small. This is amazing. $94 is going to do you guys decently well with this product. Definitely recommend it. Still fully monocrystalline solar cells to grab 23% conversion rate of converting power to, of course, or light to power. That's beautiful. It is literally 10 inches by 12 inches. When folded up, it's less than a ½ inch thick. It's less than 2 pounds. You don't have to worry about it. This is lightweight. This can be put in a backpack and carried on a hiking trip. This is going to get you up and running without a problem. It does come with the cabling, and the cable plugs right over here, so you don't have to worry about it, of course. This is an amazing piece. Definitely worth checking out if you guys are in the market for solar panel. Now, we're going to step up to the next size up in solar panels. We're going to go into the 100-watt Solar Saga. This is normally a $300 price tag. It's like $209 tonight. Now, this, of course, is the 100-watt Solar Saga solar panel. It has kickstands on the side, nice large kickstands. It's got an ETFE laminated handle. This is compatible with the 240, the 300, the 500, the 1000, the 1000 V2s, of course, the 1500, the 1500 Pros, and on. Now, it's got magnetic little magnets inside that will hold it closed for you. On the back, it has another kickstand and it has a pocket. This pocket is going to have the 9.5-foot cable inside here. This cable is what you're going to use to plug into your solar panels. This cabling also, of course, has a dual adapter piece, so it determines which solar or station that you need. The smaller plug is for, of course, the smaller stations. The bigger plug is for the bigger stations. With that, it's got a little orange box down there that's got a USB-C port and a USB-A port. That means you guys can charge your cell phones right off of this without having a power station if you really wanted to. Now, with it, of course, it is going to do about 23.5% conversion rate in efficiency of converting light to power. Trifold or quad or double design, double panel. This is, of course, dual panels. It's a large panel. Now, I'm trying to hold this on camera so you guys can see this. This is a really amazing one. Still fully waterproof, water resistant, can be used in harsh and wet weather, in the rain. Don't have to worry about it. You can use this outside and not worry. This is going to get you that conversion rate of the light that you need. Now, look at the lighting that it's grabbing. You guys can see all the lights that are around me that it's grabbing and bouncing off of that solar panel. That's what it's going to do out in the sun. It's going to grab that and it's going to charge your pieces. At a 30% savings, this is an amazing solar panel that's going to do very well for you guys. Now with that, we're on to our last solar panel of the night. We're going to show you guys that right now. This is the Jackery Explorer 200 Solar Saga. Now the Jackery Explorer 200 Solar Saga is a large solar panel. Now we're going to drop that off. We're going to show you guys this little video right here. This is me setting it up. It takes about 20 seconds to fully set up. This is an IP68 rating, still fully waterproof, water resistant. Compatible with the 1000 V2, the 1500 Pro, the 2000 Pro, the 2000 Plus, and the 3000 Pro system. This will do 24.3% conversion rate in converting light to power. Now with it, fully waterproof, water resistant in harsh and wet weather, trifold design, has 3 legs that will let it stand up and be perfectly set. With that, it's a large panel. It's a quad panel. This panel does weigh a little bit, guys. So do know this panel is not the lightest panel in their kit, but it's also not the heaviest panel as well. It's about 21 pounds. The panel weighs about 21 pounds. It's a big panel. The panel is an amazing panel. I forgot about it. It's got a 9.5-foot cable inside the pouch. The carrying pouch is zippered. It also has a clasp, but it's got that pocket to hold the cable. That pocket is big enough so you guys can actually add the extender cables in there if you really wanted to. It's got a 90-degree angle adapter or straight angle cord. Connect it up. And then once I do it, I'm going to connect it up to the 3000 Pro here. I'm going to grab, of course, my camera. Within 10 seconds of me plugging in and grabbing my camera, it's already charging at 153 watt hours of power, or 153 watts of power, or whatever you want to call it. But it's converting that power right there that quick. Now, if you guys have a lot more sun hitting it, it's going to go up to 200 watts at 18 volts to do that charge rate. This is an amazing solar panel. This solar panel is normally like a $700 price tag. It's $474 today. That's like, I think, 32% savings. If you don't need solar panels and you want carrying bags, we have 3 different variations of that in there. I don't have them on hand, so I can't show you guys that, but I would love to show you guys those on hand if I had them at some point. Bunch of great, amazing options. Now remember, everybody, we have that banner down there flipping around. We have that 5% coupon code that can save you 5% off purchases over $1,000. Add any of these products in the carousel, even if you have multiple products, take 5% off of that $1,000 purchase of these Jackery stations. That's a great deal and a great price point. Amazing products. Now, we're going to be here all week, guys. I think I have like 2 shows tomorrow over here that you guys are going to be seeing. You're going to see me in the morning and I think at night as well. We're going to be showing you guys all these products. We might even grab some stuff to plug into them to show you guys what you can plug in and what you can use with these. Now, of course, I have RGB lighting, but you guys can plug a vacuum into this. You can plug your mixers. You guys can plug your TVs, whatever you really want. You have a bunch of different variations and options for you today that are going to do very, very well. So from entry level to the large system to get you off the grid, Jackery's got you covered. And I want to thank you guys for all being here. Now, remember, I'll be back here tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern time for another stream. So hopefully we'll see you guys then. And I want to thank everybody for showing up. And we'll see you guys on the next show. Later, everybody. Have a good one.